Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is continue to read the Iliad by Homer. I'm going to continue to read. As a heavy surf assaults some rolling coast, piling breaker on breaker, whips by the west wind, and out on the open sea, a crest first rears its head, then pounds down on the shore with horsey, rumbling thunder, and in come more shouldering crest, arching up and breaking against some rocky spit, exploding salt foam to the skies. So wave on wave they came, Achaeans, battlings, ceaseless, surging on to war. Each captain ordered this man, and ranks moved on in silence. You'd never think so many troops could march, holding their voices in their chests. All silence, fearing their chiefs who called out clear commands, and the burnished, blazoned armor around their bodies flared, the formations trembling on. But not the Trojans, no. Like flocks of sheep in the wealthy ranchers' steadings, thousands crowding to have their white milk drained, bleating non-stop when they hear their crying lambs, so the shouts rose up from the long Trojan lines, and not one cry, no common voices to bind them. Altogether their tongues mixed and clashed, their men hailed from so many far-flung countries. Ares drove them, fiery-eyed Athena drove the Argives, and terror and wrath and relentless strife stormed too, sister of man-slaughtering Ares comrade in arms, strife, only a slight thing when she first rears her head, and her head soon hits the sky as she strides across the earth. Now strife hurled down the leveler, Haiti amidst both sides, wading into the onslaught, flooding man with plain. At last the armies clashed at one strategic point. They slammed their shields together, pike crept pike, with the grappling strength of fighters, armed in bronze, and their round shields pounded, balls on wielded balls, and the sound of struggle rolled and rocked the earth. Screams of men and cries of triumph breaking in one breath. Fighters killing, fighters killed, and the ground streamed blood, wildly as two winter torrents raging down from the mountains. Swirling into a valley, hurl their great waters together, flash floods from the wild springs plunging down in a gorge, and miles away in the hills a shepherd hears the thunder. So from the grinding armies broke the cries and crash of war. Antilochus was the first to kill a Trojan captain, tough on the front lines. Thalesius' son, Echepolus, Antilochus thrust first, speared the horsehair helmet right at the ridge, and the bronze spear point lodged in the man's forehead, smashing through his skull, and dark came whirling down across the ice. He toppled down like a tower in the rough assault. As he fell, the enormous Alephana grabbed his feet. Chalcodon's son, lord of the brave-hearted Albantans, dragged him out from under the spears, rushing madly to strip his gear, but his rush was short-lived. Just as he dragged that corpse, and the brave Argina spied his rape, bared by his shield as he bent low. Argina stabbed with a bronze spear and loosed his limbs. His life spirit left him, and over his dead body now the savage work went on. Achaeans and Trojans mauling each other there like wolves, leaping, hurting into each other, man throttling man. And Telamonian Ajax struck Anthemia's son, the hardy stripling Samiasius, still unwed. His mother had borne him along the Semon's banks. When he when she trailed her parents down the slopes of Iliad to tend their flocks, and so they called him Samusius. But never would he repay his loving parents now for the gift of rearing. His life cut short so soon, brought down by the spear of lion-hearted Ajax. At the first charge he slashed his right nipple clean through the shoulders when the brazen point, and down in the dust he fell like a little black poplar shot up tall and strong in the spreading marshy flats, and the trunk trimmed but its head a shock of branches. A chariot maker fells it with shining iron axe, as timber to bend for handsome chariots' wheels, and there it lies, seasoning by the river. So lay Athenian son Samusius, cut down by the giant royal Ajax. Antiphus hurled at him, the son of Priam, wearing a gleaming breastplate, let fly through the lines, but his sharp spear missed, and he hit Lucus. Instead, Odysseus' loyal comrade, gorging his groan as the man hauled off a corpse. It dripped from his hands, and Lucus spread-wheeled across it. Enraged at his friend's death, Odysseus sprang in fury. Helmet in fiery bronze, he plowed through the front and charging the enemy. Glaring left and right, he hurled his spear, a glinting bronze streak, and the children gave ground, scattering back, panicking there before his whirling shaft. A direct hit, Odysseus struck Demodocus, Priam's bastard son, came down from Abydos, Priam's tracing stables. Incensed for the dead, Odysseus speared him straight through one temple, and out the other punched the sharp bronze point, and the dark came swirling thick across his eyes. Down he crashed, armor plunging against his chest. And the children front shrank back, glorious Hector too, as the Argives yelled and dragged away the corpses. Pushing on, breakneck on, but Lord God Apollo, gazing down now from the heights of Pergamus, rose in outrage, crying down at the Trojans, up and at them, you stallion breaking Trojans, never give up your lust for war against these Argives. What are their bodies made of? Rock or iron to block you tearing bronze? Stab them, slash their flesh. Achilles, the son of lovely sleek-haired Thetis, the man's not even fighting. No, he wallows in all his heartsick fury by the ships. I'm going to stop here today and continue next time. Thank you for watching.